It is the politics of fear. Lots of fear. The Biden administration wants you to be scared to death, and they want to be the ones to tell you when to be scared, what to be scared of, but far more importantly, they want to tell you what you can do and cannot do when you are, in fact, scared. Make no mistake, they're far more interested in taking control of what is going on, and they're peddling this fear-mongering propaganda every single day from every place they possibly can to spread the fear. They want the campaign of fear to be broadcast on as many TV stations, radio stations, blogs, podcasts, live shows, tape shows, streaming events, and newspapers, the ones that still exist, of course, just like the modern-day Tokyo Roses that they are. They want to get inside your head every time they possibly can. And they want you worried about a whole host of things. Things they'll tell you only they, the elite, powerful leaders of government, can solve, but you must trust them completely, never question what they have to say, because if you do, they will smear you as a purveyor of misinformation and disinformation. The fear-mongering list from Joe Biden and his team is, well, it's really quite something, actually. I mean, Jake Sullivan says we should spend more money, lots of money, on things and lots of people, just not America or Americans. Listen.
This is an affirmative agenda. It is an agenda about providing high standards, transparent, sustainable, resilient funding streams to countries that cut through the red tape and give not just the poorest countries in the world, but middle-income countries who are dealing with the stresses of climate and COVID and migration and the war in Ukraine, access to capital that they can actually take advantage of and put to work. That's not against anybody. That is not a negative agenda. That is an affirmative agenda, positive agenda, and one that's been embraced not just by the United States, not just by our closest allies, but by a very wide range and diverse set of countries. And we believe it will be embraced by the G20 as a whole when we go to New Delhi.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. Many of those countries will be on the receiving end of American dollars. So what other countries are giving the amount of money we are to low and even middle-income countries? That's right, nobody, except for China, who is actually throwing some money around to get, well, they get things in return, though, like new air bases, ports for their military in Africa, Central America, South America, too. Another key difference is we do not have the money to give to other countries like we once did. We're broke. It doesn't matter how big our GDP is when we constantly have to take out loans to fund the government. That's called being broke, running out of money. And Jake Sullivan tells you we should spend all of this money by giving you the laundry list of what you should fear. Of course, they fail to mention the real threats to America, which include, first and foremost, people like Jake Sullivan and his ilk, who do not care about the U.S. Constitution or the fact that they have a fundamental misunderstanding of America. These people actually think we work for them, not the other way around, which is really strange and confusing, but also quite predictable. I mean, Congress kept ceding power to the bureaucrats, staffers, lobbyists, and a whole host of swamp dwellers, and as a result, we get people that think they are in charge of us completely. The other existential threats to America that Jake forgot to mention are the nasty anti-American socialists who call themselves liberal, but really not liberal at all, and are, in fact, the very fascists they claim to oppose.